It is 6 a.m. The alarm is going. Your hand is already on the phone, thumb finding the snooze without your eyes open. You tell yourself 9 more minutes. You know it will not be 9. This is the moment, not the gym, not the deadline, not some future scene where you finally feel ready. This, the dark room, the warm bed, the first decision of the day made in the absence of any desire to make it. You felt nothing, so you did nothing, and you have built an entire life on that exact transaction. Listen carefully. Most men are waiting to feel like it. They are standing at the edge of every important thing, checking their own pulse, asking the body for permission. Do I want to? Am I motivated? Is the fire there? And when the fire is not there, they call it off. They reschedule themselves into nothing. You are one of them. For now, you think the men ahead of you feel something you do not. Some hum in the blood that drags them out of bed. Some appetite for the work. They do not. They feel exactly what you feel at 6 a.m. Flat, heavy, indifferent. The difference is they stopped consulting the feeling years ago. This episode is for the version of you who is tired of being governed by a mood. I am not going to make you feel motivated. Motivation is the very thing that has been lying to you. I am going to show you how to move with nothing in the tank, how to act when you are empty, bored, cold, and uninspired, because that is the only discipline that counts. Anyone can train when they feel like a god. You will learn to train like a dead engine that turns over anyway. Stay. Here is what is actually happening to you. You have confused two things that are not the same, and the confusion is costing you your life. Motivation is weather. It rolls in, it rolls out. Some mornings you wake up with sun in your chest, and you believe you are finally different. Some mornings there is fog, and you can barely see the day. You did not choose the weather. You woke up inside it. Discipline is climate. It is the long pattern that holds no matter what any single day is doing. It does not ask how you feel. It does not check the sky. You have been trying to live your whole life on weather. You wait for the good morning. You build your effort around the rare hour when wanting and doing happen to line up. And on every other day, the vast majority of days, you produce nothing and call it a bad stretch. You think your problem is that the good mornings are too rare. Your problem is that you only work on good mornings. Let me strip this further. You say you lack discipline. You do not lack discipline. You have outsourced it. You have handed the keys of your behavior to a passenger. The passenger is your mood, and the passenger is a child. The child wants comfort. The child wants the screen, the snooze, the snack, the next tab. The child has no concept of next year, and you have made the child the driver. You say you are not a morning person. You are saying you negotiate with your bed and lose. You say you work better under pressure. You are saying you do nothing until fear does the work that you refuse to do. You say you are waiting for the right time. You are saying you have built a faith in a moment that is never coming. There is no right time. There is no clean morning where the resistance is gone and the path is lit. That morning is a fantasy you keep buying because it lets you stay in bed today. Watch how it works. The alarm goes. You feel nothing. You read the nothing as a verdict. No feeling, no fuel, no action. You go back to sleep, and the day begins already lost, and the loss confirms the story that you are just not disciplined. You think the feeling caused the inaction. The feeling caused nothing. The feeling is just data, and you are not even reading it. You are obeying it. Here is the colder truth. The feeling will almost always be absent. Of course it will. The body does not want to spend energy. That is its job, to conserve, to keep you safe and still and warm. The body is not your enemy, but it is not your ally either. It is a system optimized for a world that no longer exists. So if you wait for the body to volunteer, you will wait forever. You have spent years thinking something was wrong with you because the wanting did not show up. Nothing is wrong with you. You have simply been measuring your readiness with the wrong instrument. You keep asking, "Do I feel like it?" The disciplined man stopped asking that question so long ago, he forgot it existed. He does not feel more than you. He has just removed the feeling from the chain of command. You wake up, you feel flat, you move anyway. That gap between feeling flat and moving anyway is the entire game. And right now, there is no bridge across it, because you never built one. You have been trying to feel your way into action. It runs the other direction. You act, and the feeling sometimes arrives later, breathless, having missed the start. But you do not work for the feeling. You build a structure that does not need it. So stop trying to fix the feeling. The feeling is not the problem, and it was never going to be the solution. You are trying to win an argument with your own mood every morning, and you are trying to win it with willpower, in the dark, half awake, at your absolute weakest hour. You will lose that argument. You have lost it every day so far, so do not have the argument. This is the pivot. You replace motivation with architecture. A disciplined man is not a man with stronger feelings. He is a man with fewer decisions. He has built his life so that the right action requires no negotiation. The clothes are out. The time is fixed. The bag is packed. The phone is in another room. There is nothing to debate at 6 a.m. because the debate was settled the night before by a version of him that was awake enough to choose well. You think discipline is intensity. Discipline is design. It is the system you build on a calm afternoon to govern the weak man you will be at dawn. Hear this clearly. The strong version of you and the weak version of you do not exist at the same time. So stop asking the weak one to make the hard calls. Let the strong one set the trap. Understand who you are dealing with. The man at 6 a.m. is not stupid, and he is not evil. He is simply tired, and a tired man takes the path with the fewest steps. That is the only law he obeys. So you do not appeal to him. You do not lecture him. You change the terrain under his feet while he sleeps. You make the right action, the one that asks the least of him. Lay out the work the night before, when you can still see clearly. Make the default action the one you actually want. Make the lazy path require more steps than the disciplined one. Put friction in front of comfort and remove it from in front of the work. The night before, you are an architect. At dawn, you are only a man walking the halls that the architect already built. He does not redesign the building on his way through it. He just moves. You do not rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. And your systems right now are built for comfort. So comfort is what you produce. Build a floor instead of a ceiling. A ceiling is what you do on your best day. It is loud and it is rare and it means nothing. A floor is what you do on your worst day. The minimum you will not go below no matter what the weather is doing. 5 minutes, 1 page, 1 set, 1 call. You think that is too small to matter. The size is not the point. The streak is the point. The proof that you are a man who shows up when he feels nothing is built one empty morning at a time. Anyone can have a big day. You are going to become a man who cannot have a 0 day. That is climate. That is the long pattern no single mood can break. And once it holds, something changes that motivation could never give you. You stop needing to believe in yourself. You will not need faith. You will have evidence. Now strip it down. To become the man who moves on empty, you do not add a feeling. You subtract, one thing at a time. Cut these from your life and watch what is left stand on its own. Stop waiting to feel ready. Ready is a feeling, and you already know the feeling does not come. The men you envy began before they felt ready, and the readiness caught up later, if at all. Delete the word from your morning. You will never feel ready. Move anyway. Stop negotiating at the moment of action. The bed is not the place to decide whether to train. The couch is not the place to decide whether to work. By the time you are in the warm place, the weak man is in charge, and he always votes the same way. Make the decision the night before, in writing, and at 6 a.m., you do not decide. You execute a decision already made. Stop measuring your effort by your mood. You have been grading your days on how the work felt instead of whether it happened. A day you dragged yourself through, hating every minute, that day counts exactly as much as the day it flowed. The body that does not want to and does it anyway is building something the inspired body never will. Stop chasing intensity and abandoning consistency. You go all in for 4 days, burn out, and vanish for 3 weeks. That is weather. You are mistaking a storm for a climate. Cut the heroics. A smaller amount you never skip will bury a larger amount you cannot sustain. Stop keeping the exits open. The phone by the bed. The snooze you swear you will only hit once. The plan with no time and no place attached to it. Every open exit is a vote against you that you will cast at your weakest. Close them the night before. Put the phone across the room. Remove the easy escape so the only path left is forward. Stop announcing what you are about to do. You confuse talking about the work with doing it. The post, the plan you tell your friends, the new system you describe out loud. The mouth spends the energy the hands were supposed to use. Say nothing. Let the streak speak after it exists, not before. Stop expecting it to get easier. It does not get easier. You get harder to stop. The resistance at 6 a.m. next year will feel the same as it does tomorrow. What changes is that you no longer treat it as a signal to quit. You treat it as the cost of entry, and you pay it without complaint every single day. Stop calling yourself undisciplined. That word is an exit too. It says the trait is missing, so the action is excused. There is no trait. There is only the last thing you did. You are not an undisciplined man. You are a man who has, so far, chosen comfort. Choose differently for 30 mornings, and the label dies. Now look at what is left when all of that is subtracted. A man at 6 a.m., flat, tired, feeling nothing, who gets up anyway because the system says he does, and the system does not ask how he feels. That is how you become dangerous, not with fire in your chest, with a floor under your feet that holds when the fire is gone. The empty mornings are not the obstacle. The empty mornings are the entire training ground. So here is where you stand. You will not wake up tomorrow transformed. You will wake up flat in a dark room with a hand already reaching for the snooze. Nothing about that will change. What changes is what you do in the 3 seconds after. You stop asking the bed for permission. You stop checking your chest for a fire that was never coming. You move on the system you built the night before when you could still see. Motivation will visit you sometimes. Let it. Use it when it comes. But never depend on a guest who cannot be relied on to arrive. Build the climate, the long pattern underneath every passing mood, the streak that no empty morning can break. You will feel nothing tomorrow. Good. That is exactly when it counts. You are no longer the man who waits to feel like it. You are the man who moves when the feeling is gone.